Round two. Welcome back. I'm so excited you're here. We learned about independent, dependent clauses already. So, number two, types of sentences. Go ahead, get your notes out or go get some scratch paper. Let's get this started. So, sentence types. We already kind of talked about independent, dependent clauses, but now we're going to go further from that. So, we have simple sentences, straight up, has one independent clause. I like turtles. Boom. Subject, verb, complete thought. Easy, simple. Look at that precious turtle. Compound. It's going to be two independent clauses combined together. So remember we talked about fanboys before? That's where these come in. So I have my two independent clauses. I like turtles, and we don't have any. We're combining those. I like turtles, comma, but that's your fanboy. We don't have any at our local zoo. Okay, so two independent clauses pushed together. And we'll talk a little bit later about, again, how to punctuate those. We've already worked on that a little bit, but we're going to go further. Complex. This is going to be one independent clause and one dependent clause or more. There can be multiple. So a complex sentence, when I see turtles, I get very happy. Okay, the when I see turtles, that's your dependent clause. Remember, we talked about those little subordinating conjunctions. That's the when, that's your trigger. When I see turtles, I get very happy. All right, so you have to finish your thought, but there's that natural pause there. Okay, so here's an example. The students fell asleep while Miss Mangold excitedly talked about grammar, and the rest of the school sawed through her chairs. All right, we have the students fell asleep. We got our subject and our verb. Okay, students fell while Miss Mangold excitedly talked about grammar. That's your dependent clause. It cannot stand on its own. That while is the little trigger. And the rest of the school sawed through her chairs, which we know happens sometimes, okay? School and sawed. Now, I could switch that around and put my dependent clause at the beginning, but I threw it in the middle to kind of show you. So if I put it at the beginning, it would read, while Miss Mangold excitedly talked about grammar, the students fell asleep and the rest of the school sawed through her chairs. Whew, complicated. That is such a complex sentence because it has our independent clauses and our dependent clauses thrown in there together. Now, also notice where the comma is right there. Okay, that will come into play later on in our lessons. So, when I talk about in your papers, when I write like run ons or fragments, this is what these mean. Run on is when you have two or more independent clauses and no punctuation. Lily enjoyed the bouquet of tulips John gave her on prom night. However, she preferred roses, so she left them at dinner. Whoa, okay? We have multiple independent clauses in there. Lily enjoyed, okay? Subject verb, the bouquet of tulips John gave her on prom night. However, she preferred, right there is where our subject verb is again, roses, and then a whole nother one. So she left, subject verb, them at dinner. We need so much help in that sentence. That's when it's a run on, when there's two or more independent clauses joined together with no punctuation. Or if it's just not punctuated correctly. I love turtles, they make me happy. All right, need a little bit of punctuation there. Don't have it, means that it is a run on sentence. Fragment is when it's not an independent clause. Okay, it doesn't make sense. It can't stand on its own. It's not an independent woman that don't need no man. Fragmented. Because it was a really big deal. What? Okay. Or looking out at the green light. Doesn't make sense. That's a fragment. All right. Practice. Pause the video. I want you to tell me which one of these three sentences, what are they? Are they simple, compound, or complex? Pause. Time out. Time in. Did you do it? I hope so. Looking at you. Let's try it. First one. This one right here. This is going to be a, did you guess it? It is a compound sentence. Compound. Because Miss Mangold is great. Thank you. Independent clause. Miss Mangold is. Okay. The second one is also an independent clause. I think. There's your subject verb, and then it's a complete thought. I think she might be a witch. I am. So, compound. Second one is complex. Complex. When I get done with parkour, that's your dependent clause. The when is the trigger. That subordinate conjunction we talked about before. When I get done with parkour, cannot stand on its own. It doesn't make sense. So we add in our independent clause afterwards. I just love chugging a pumpkin spice latte and taking a nap. We already talked about these before. So this is a complex because it has dependent, independent put together. Last one. It is a very detailed sentence, but it is still only one independent clause, meaning simple. The incessant ticking and chiming of the rain echoed off the weathered walls of the tin shack. Okay? The rain echoed. Subject, verb. Rain echoed. The rest just makes it even better. So, we have compound, complex, and simple. Just to review, talked about simple sentences, one independent clause and nothing else. Complex sentences, independent or dependent clauses mixed in together, and compound, two independent clauses or more hooked together. All right. No red ink. Get this mastery done. You guys are just doing amazing. So proud of you. Catch you next time.